Hey, hey! I'm a monkey. Nice to see you again. Today is Friday, which makes no odds to you. I just like saying it. Now, listen, we're not going to muck about today. We're going to get ripped straight in. If you've been following the videos, you'll know where we are. We're mucking about with this rear corner. And we need to make some templates now before I can take any more out. So enough said, we're going to get ripped in straight away on this one. Oh, let's just have a quick look at this. Right, sorry about the shadows, the light's on my head. We need to replace this piece, which is a twin skin. And I've already said before, it's going to be quite hard cutting across that, cutting through the first skin and not the second skin. We're also going to have to remove the spot welds out of this. I don't know if you can see, but just a little bit further up, there's a row of spot welds there. And that's where this bit joins to the boot floor. And I'm considering, rather than mucking about trying to separate it, whether to cut both off and replace them both in one hit. It'll be quicker. Yeah, it'll be quicker. So there's that to consider. Someone's also told me that you can buy this bit and it costs a tenner. And you can buy the closing panel and that costs a tenner. So is it worth bloody making them when I can get them for 20 quid? I don't know if it is or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ring the guy up who supplies them and see how quickly he can get them here. Because I've still got to cut this out, so it's not like I've got nothing to be getting on with. I've still got work to do here. But buying them, for one, they're going to be a better shape than what I'll do, because I don't know what these look like. There's nothing there to compare them to. I've got no clue what any of that should look like. So by buying new ones, they'll be roughly the right shape. It's going to save me time and effort. I've still got stuff to be getting on with. So I'm going to phone him now. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is cut straight across that line. This bit's coming out. I'm just going to sharpen my drill up. Right, I'm going to tell you guys what this measurement is. So when I look back, I'll know where to place this. From the edge of the spring hanger, 37mm. Have you got that? 37mm. You'll have to use your imagination a bit now. So a panel goes in across there. That's a part of it. And we've taken the spot welds out of it to get the rest of the panel out. And we've just bought that. That's going to come in the post. We need to address this now. So this metal is much thicker, but I've got some. So we're going to cut that out. And we're going to cut the bottom out as well. So that'll be the next job. We've had a fight on our hands there, haven't we? It's out! All I've got to do now, really, is take out this piece here. Let me focus this bit here. And I'm going to take that out and make a template, so I won't need to mark it up. I'll just flatten it, draw it on a piece of cardboard and cut it out. That is a job very well done. I'm really pleased with that. As you can see before, it looked really daunting, but now it's all out of the way. Once all that's cleaned up and been treated, that'll look terrific. Then when the new panels go in there, that'll be all the rust gone in this corner. I'm going to go and surprise a little and pick her up from nursery. So for today, I think we're going to call it. I've got some tidying up to do, as I usually have when we get into this sort of thing. But I'm really pleased with this morning's work. On the last video, you won't have seen this, but it's all the same time for me. We knocked the spring hanger out. Well, I had an hour on that. So yeah, time's pressing. I've got to go out. So Might have an hour on it tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see. Hi. Today we're going to be having a crack at replacing this part here. So I'm going to see how far I can get up. We're going to cut it out, make it out of cardboard, transfer it to metal, and we'll get it welded back in again. It sounds easy if you say it fast enough, doesn't it? Here we go, look. We're back into the cardboard aided design, look. So I've flattened that out. We're going to draw around it, transfer it to some metal, and then we can weld it back into the car, can't we? I've been walking around with a pencil in my mouth for about 10 minutes, and now I can't think where I've put it. Here we go, that'll do it. There we go. Wrong way. That's it, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Sound job. We're after something that looks a bit like that. Now, I've made it out of cardboard. Let's just see if we can focus on it. There we go. And I've not quite got enough flange on it, so I'm going to remake it, draw around it, and make the flanges a bit larger, and we'll have a second crack at it. But that's essentially what we're after, something like that. Option 2, let's get the phone to focus on it. There we go. Got a slightly larger flange on it. Smaller one on the bottom. And we'll see what that's like for size. Right, that's okay, but the bottom isn't. The bottom's not quite right. It needs to have the flange cut a bit higher. Let's mark it something. So that's okay, that's okay. It needs to go down there, much higher than what I initially thought. Okay, round 3. Okay, so we've got that roughly in place, a couple of magnets holding it in. And as we go along, we'll just tweak it to line it up. And put a couple of spot welds on it, start us off, and then we'll weld it all the way around with a continuous bead. It's getting a bit warm in here, let me tell you. So that's that bit replaced. We're happy with that. Just put a bit of paint on it just to stop it going rusty in the workshop. I'm not going to bother grinding the welds off. That's going to get boxed in. So save myself a load of aggro by not grinding the welds off. I think what we'll do now is we'll see if we can't get that bit cleaned up, and if I get enough time, we'll look at putting a little patch in there, I think. Might as well while the welder's out, haven't we? That bit of metal is a bit thicker, so I've got to try and find something, excuse me, of a similar thickness, because it's right by the spring hanger, so it's got to be quite strong. It's like the like the bloody black hole of Calcutta in here. It's dead hot. I've got the door down because I'm grinding, but listen, we've got that bit welded in, and that's looking cool. I've ground off the welds a little bit, but that's going to be boxed in sooner or later, so I'm not too concerned about that. The most important thing is that we get a load of good paint on that so that the rust doesn't come back. It's really close to the rear spring hanger, and we want to make sure it stays nice and solid. The metal I put in there is slightly thicker than the original, so that should make a real good job of it. I'm going to get the door up for 5 minutes and get some fresh air in. There we go, look. You can see it a bit better now, it's got some paint on it. Down the inside of the chassis leg there was full of black grease. And I assume it's what someone's put in. They must have done the rear spring bushes at some time. And as I welded it, grease was dripping out the bottom. So it was a bit of a bugger to weld up, but I eventually got a bit of paper towel in there, got out what I could. I was going to spray some brake cleaner in it, then thought better of it. Bloody inferno. But yeah, it's welded up all right. Like I say, I'm not cleaning it all off. I'm not ground it all off. You won't see that in a bit. It'll all be enclosed. What I will do in the future is spray a bit of wax oil down the chassis legs and inside the inner sills and what have you. But you tend to do that once you've painted the car, because if you get any wax on the bodywork, don't get me wrong. Anyway, right, that's that bit done. I'm in a mess. We're stuck on the back, aren't we? We can't do any more anyway. I've ordered some panels to enclose the back of that, so they're on the way. I ordered them yesterday. Saturday today, isn't it? Ordered them yesterday, so I think I might. It's 5 o'clock at night anyway, so I think I'm going to call it a draw for today. Shine the light! It is a toasty 29.6 degrees in here today. Holy Moses. Now, I'm on the morning shift this week, so I was up at 4 o'clock this morning. You can probably tell by my unkempt appearance. Where did we leave you? Oh, the panels were coming, weren't they? So you can see we got quick recap, this panel in and that panel in. I've got a sneeze ready to come. But not yet. Okay, the panels arrived and I'm going to show them to you now. This is the first one. Now this is handy because I said this wasn't in the car before. How can I explain that better? This was rusty and there wasn't much left of it. That's a better way of saying it. And that's going to go in there lovely. The only thing is it's a bit long on one end. Now I initially thought, is it this that's wrong? Because I made that. So I got the old piece out and I offered it up. And ours is bang on. Ours is looking good. So I think, and also that is too far out to be a mistake. So I think that might be for a different model. A van maybe? Nevertheless, we can still use it, and that'll be fine. We just need to adjust the end. That's going to be really quite helpful. That's going to help us out loads getting that in there. It's sort of hard to hold it and show you at the same time. So we'll fiddle about with that. We'll get that something like. This fella, well, I think my little one could have made that. Lives something like that, and as you can see it doesn't quite close the gap across the top. Now you can call that my fault. Well, it is my fault really, but I had to cut that amount out to get rid of all the rust that was in it. So while it is what it is, we can still use it. It'll be okay. Now I've got an hour. It's dead hot in here. I don't want to be in here. It's glorious outside. However, if I don't do something, you ain't going to get a video. So I'm taking one for the team today. I'm going to have a crack, see if we can do something with that. Just the end. And then also, maybe clean the car up a bit. I've just been down Tesco's. I've got a little lager, so nothing too strenuous. Yeah. That'll be all right, that will, just for pottering about for half an hour this afternoon. We'll have to see how far we get. Okay, so looking at it, it's also a touch too tall. So I'm just going to blast down the line with the grinder, take the line out, and that should be bang on for putting it back in there. Oh yeah. So we've had a fiddle with that. And that's going to be fine, that is. You just leave it open at the top. And I've checked the other side of it. And that's open too. So it must just be how they are. I'm going to make myself a little spray booth on my table. Is that better? Get a bit of cardboard down. We're going to hit that with a bit of brake clean. Get all the fingerprints off it. Then we're going to hit it with a load of zinc primer. Once we've done that, we can consider getting it welded in. Right then, I think this is it. Now, I put a few holes in it. We're going to spot weld it in. We don't need to go back, or should I say, these will be manufacturer's joints, so it doesn't need to be a continuous weld all the way around it. However, I'm not going to weld it in completely. I'm just going to put a couple of tacks on it just for now, because I want to offer the other panels up just to make sure that they'll fit too. Okay, so that's just got a couple of dirty tacks on that just to hold it in. Then we're going to offer this piece up and see what we need to do to modify it to make this fit better. I think what I'll do is put some nuts and bolts through there in a minute or two to get the alignment correct. It needs to be something like that. So we need to add a fair amount of metal at the top. It's looking like it's going to be about 40 mil. We'll add 40 mil to that. It's not quite closing at the bottom very well. In fact, it doesn't fit very well at all. I'm sort of wondering whether just to make a new one. Yeah, I'll have a think about that. The holes don't line up. If the holes lined up, it'd be there, and that's just no good at all. I don't think, anyway. And it's hard to tell because that side's already had a repair, so that side's not original. If we did that, we'd need to add about 50 mil of metal to the top of it. The problem is, if you add metal in, it looks wrong for starters. And if you add metal in, it'll make it hard to bend it, hard to shape it. Where if you're just using a new piece, you'll be able to bend it where you want to. I'll have a think about it. We did a few scribbles, and I think we're going to use that. Got a funny curve there, but that's how the car goes. When we transfer that to metal, that'll be a much better job than that. I don't want to slag off the people that make these because all the rest of the panels are really quite good. That one, however, doesn't quite suit our application. I think the holes might be in the wrong place. I'm just putting it out there. Right, so what did I say? We're going to transfer that to metal, but we're not doing that today, and I'm not sure we're going to be doing that in this video. We're already getting up to the 30-minute mark. We like these 30-minute videos. It's also really hot in here. It was 31 about half an hour ago. And it's getting, you know, this is about enjoying yourself, isn't it? And you've got to know when to say that you've had enough. And today I've had enough. But we're doing all right. We've got a fair bit done. We've managed to use the panel that we didn't think, we knew there was something wrong with it, but we've managed to adjust that to make it fit. So that's a fabulous job, well done. We're definitely getting there. Rome wasn't built in a day. Nicky Boy's Austin won't be built this week. We're going to call it. I am going to call it. You've got a video. I'm making it sound like you should be thankful for that. I'm thankful that I've managed to get a video in for you. Like I say, I'm really on the wrong shift for this. Do me a huge favour. I know it's hot out there. I know not a lot of people are watching it at the moment. But if you can hit that subscribe button, I'll be very, very thankful. And on that note, I'm going to tidy up. I might just have a little loosener. And then I'm going to go and have a shower and see if I can't make myself a little bit more presentable. Today's Thursday, I forgot to tell you. Tomorrow's Friday. I'll have another hour on it for you. Let's see what we can do tomorrow. Hey up. Here's just a little teaser for the next video. Yes. See you in the next one.